Hi, my lovelies. It's been a long time, I know. I've gone through a lot of stuff lately, and I'm getting back to doing videos. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do a video on this, but I have been given the okay to do so. I was asked to do a reading on Mollie about, I don't know, 3, 4 weeks ago when she first went missing. I was asked by 3 different people. So I decided to do it, and I've been working with a group on it. Before I get into it, I just want to mention a few things first. I'm no longer working the Delphi case. Let's just say evil slammed me, and that's kind of it. So I'm just not gonna work it anymore. I feel like I've done my part. I got out what I was supposed to. I did what Spirit asked, and that's it. So the rest is up to, I don't know, law enforcement or people putting stuff together, I guess. Another thing is I finished my book. It's available on Amazon. I will put the links below. It's available on Kindle and paperback, and it's called R&R Love, A Twin Flame Story. So, that is out. I was working on that. Alright, so let's get into Mollie. Mollie, she has been coming to me in my dreams, as well as I've been having meditations with her, and I've been doing auto writes with her and stuff, trying to get more information and more information, because she has been very confusing with the information that she's given me. So she's been very symbolic, and I've been trying to put the symbolism together because I'm not really sure what she's trying to say. It's like sometimes spirit can be indirect, sometimes they can be direct. And one thing I do want to mention too is that, I am human, we are human that we do this work, and it's how we interpret the information. So I may be interpreting it completely wrong. I don't know, I'm not really sure. We have to remember also that Spirit does bring up past, present, and future, and people surrounding the case. They are people connected to her, also, as well as people connected to whoever has done this. I did notice, or it has been brought to my attention, that a few things have come out of Delphi auto writes that may possibly attach to her. It doesn't necessarily mean he's involved. I don't feel like he is. People keep saying he is, but I don't. I feel like if he was, he would have been very proud of his work, and she would have been found very easily. So I've noticed that in the Delphi auto writes, many things that I had gotten are happening on other cases I've been working with or working on. So that's what I was trying to explain about the auto writes before, is that stuff can come in about other cases, and it can be past, present, or future. Okay, with that being said, the day she went missing, I got sick. I started coughing, and I thought it was kind of interesting because I started tasting dirt when I started working on it. And I've had bronchitis kind of ever since. But when I first saw her, the first thing that I saw her in like this reddish brown building, and it was like she was tied up. But that was kind of all it was. So like I said, people kept coming to me for help with this, and I decided I would work on it. I was not aware of anything about really what was happening, just not specifics or anything like that, just kind of, I don't like to be aware of cases and what's going on. So again, I was tasting dirt. Sometimes stuff does run together, and it's about placing it where it fits. Sorry, I'm going to be reading what I got because I don't remember everything. So 6 foot. She kept saying something about someone being 6 foot. I was in the shower, and during that time, sometimes it's a good place for me to connect. I know it's weird, but I was shown a teddy bear. So it could be possible it's a symbolic meaning for bear, or it could be, symbology of a certain kind of relationship. I do notice that there is a lot of things named Bear around that area. There is the name of their football team. It's the name of the creek, so it's a possibility. The very first thing I saw was like dark wavish hair in the back, and it was, I only saw the back of the head, and it was kind of black like basically very dark brown or black, and it had like a wave to it. Now, like I said, I could be mentioning a few different people that are connected to this person. I was shown brown boots that lace kind of like, it kind of remind me of like work boots, like the light colored brown, and jeans. I saw a wedding ring on his hand, or a hand, when it shut the door. I believe that she did make it home. I saw her getting ready. I saw her putting lotion on her legs. I saw a towel on her head. Like she was getting ready to go somewhere. And every time I connect with her, she's got a dress on, whether she wore it or not. It's something that she shows me herself in. So almost like she was dressed for a date or to go somewhere. I do feel like she kind of went with somebody that she knew. That's how she made me feel. Like I said, I saw someone shut the door and they had a wedding ring, and she's been showing me that a lot lately, the connection to the wedding ring. There's some connection to a mechanic, or someone I see him like rubbing oil off on his hands while he was talking to law enforcement, like on one of those red rags. I was shown that. I was shown the numbers 4 and 7. Number 4 was like really big. The numbers have been starting really small and like getting bigger to me lately. So that was important. Not really sure where it fits. I was shown a redwood tree trunk, and it was one of the first thing I got, and I didn't understand it. But I was laying there the next day, and it was told like redwood, like a reddish wood place. Or something that has redwood, something like that. I was shown a barn with like tools hanging down for slaughter. Now this, like I said, it could be this person is connected to people that do this, or they have done it, or I'm not really sure, but I'm just giving you the things that I got. Like that scene in Twister, she reminded me of that movie Twister, and she brought that to my attention when I was trying to explain it to somebody. When they're in that barn and they're trying to like hide from the tornado, and there's all these tools in this barn, and they're like, we got to get the hell out of here. Like that's what the barn in the area reminded me of. Let's see. And then I was getting the letter T. I'm not sure what it's connected to. I was like tasting dirt so bad that I was coughing, so that's why I believe she is buried somewhere. And I hate to say that. I hope I'm freaking wrong, and I hope that she's okay and she'll come home okay. But I know that many mediums that my friends talk to also don't feel that she's still here on the earth plane, sadly. It really is sad. But the name Hope, it's interesting because that name was following me around all month. Like literally, it was everywhere. And I was laying here, and then that name just popped in my head. I do know she has some friends named Hope, so I don't know. It just might just be a connection to them. Matt, or the name sounding like Matt. I had a C sound name and an A came forward. Green is important. I was shown a lighter shade. I did notice someone sent and that I was working with that said in their homes they had a lot of lime green. It might just be validating that. I don't know. 98. It can be the 398, which I didn't know existed when I got 98, or it can be the 9 and the 8, or 98, but it came in as 98. I saw her stopping at the top of the stairs to take her pulse. I saw her getting in the shower. Sorry, that came up earlier. Bigger guy, wider shoulders. And I don't even know if I want to say this part. I think the brothers or the family kind of know the person behind this, or know something about it, like they have an idea, because I was shown a picture of her brother and I did not know who he was, and I heard a female voice say, you know exactly where I am. So I'm not really sure what she meant by that, because she was saying that he might be indirectly have information or something that he may not even know he has. For a while she made me kind of feel like he might be involved, because I know they didn't really like each other, but it was really confusing the way that she was bringing stuff up like that. A trunk of a car needs to be checked. She wasn't really clear on that. She kind of made me feel like it might be her brother's, but it could be she was saying something else. Like I said, she's been very kind of all over the place. Bob, I heard it randomly, but it may be a nickname. I saw her fighting back really hard. I kept seeing flames, flames on an arm, like in a tattoo, but it might not necessarily be a tattoo. It might just be their way of showing me flames. I feel like she was coaxed out of the house, locally connected. I heard kind of like a country accent. I was shown bales of hay. I was shown a pitchfork, and then moving them on and off a truck. May work on a farm, or if doesn't live on one or has connections to. When he was younger, oddball, Route 6, black and white cows, just signify cows. It could just relate to regular cows, or it might specifically be dairy cows. Like I said, I keep seeing her in a dress. I smell dirt and oil on him, either being questioned or will be, turning her head like she was like flinging her hair. When your hair's down and you like turn your head really quickly, and she looked at me with like such beauty and sweetness, but fight in her. I felt jealousy, but I also felt obsession. I heard obsession makes you do crazy things. It's possible he smokes or is connected to someone that does. Billy Bob, Big Billy Bob. I just heard it. I don't really know how it makes sense. Maybe a nickname, or the way of spirit was telling me one of the names. Her hearing never trusted wrong, should have stayed home. Naive. I see chickens, and he has scratch in his hands, and he's feeding chickens. I think I'm getting on a few different people connected this somehow, because I'm shown a guy that reminds me of Billy Bob from Varsity Blues, and they could just be showing me the name or football connection or both, putting it in the same vision, even if they may be different people. But it might just be the connection to football, or it can be someone like that that's connected. I was thinking of her brother because it kind of reminded me of him, and it might just be a way of validating him. I saw her biting a peach, so it may be symbolic that she's next to or Peachtree or a street name named Peach. It's very important and very significant because she showed it multiple times. I saw scratches on the lower neck area. I saw tools swinging. There's cornfields. And I was starting to fall asleep thinking of Mollie, and I kept seeing this guy. He's sort of hairy, because I was like going into meditation kind of thing, and he looks like he's in his 30s, and I see hair on his chest and on his arms, and it's like a blondish with red tint, and I see him get in the shower, and she follows, and I'm really not sure what that meant at all. I don't know if it's someone she was having a relationship with or what, but I went into a meditation, and it's hard to kind of figure out what she was showing me, but it was the same kind of thing over and over. She showed me her being placed in dirt and covered with fertilizer and flowers placed on her. Now, this can mean that this was done in order to hide her better. No one wants to tear up flowers. Weird hearing Rose Garden as I'm writing this from recall, but it can mean a place where flowers used to be, or flowers can be symbolic, or it can be someplace where there are flowers, or the person is gardener or connected to a gardener. I saw her being cleaned up first, like in a bathtub, and there was things being poured on her, I believe, to help with the DNA situation. It reminds me of one of those old claw tubs is the bathtub she was in. And then I saw this guy, and he looks harmless, but he's watching as she's buried. And the weird thing is they're burying her in like this box coffin type thing, and then dirt and flowers on top. And it's weird because that's come up multiple times. There's this guy watching, and he has grayish white hair, and he looks normal, and he has glasses on this time. It doesn't mean he wears them all the time though, but I kept asking who is involved, and for some reason, like there was like check a trunk. She keeps showing me her buried this way, and then lipstick put on her red, and a barn with a loft and hay on top, part of the loft with a ladder, and she's always has this dress on, nightgown type thing with it's white with flowers on it. I don't know why she keeps appearing to me this way. And today, as I was trying to connect to her, I closed my eyes, and she took me to like in the clouds where I could see below, and she showed me her wrist, and they had marks around them as if she'd been tied, and she had a mark around her neck, and then she points down below, and all I can see is land, and she's painting her fingernails red. It's as if she was being prepared for burial. It's like super weird, but this can have a lot symbolic meaning too, or there are people that do those kind of weird things. All of it was very vivid, and she kept like repeatedly showing me the flower fertilizer type thing. Also pill bottles. She kept showing me, and that might be related to him. She kept showing me this green truck. Okay, now this green, well, it's green. I don't even know if it's a truck. I just see the door, like where the door goes up and then there's the window, and like it's thin, and that color is like a green, but you can see the sparkles in it, like green metallic paint. You can see the sparkles in it. And so she shows me that, and it looks like a truck, but it could be a car, but it looks like a truck. And then you can see sparkles in it, like I said. And then she's talking to someone sitting in it, and I see her leg kick up. Like, I don't know. And then, let's see. Now, I'm scrolling through. Let's see. A few things I got. Like I said, she's kind of all over the place. I got the name Dave/David. I was shown a red apron and a meat counter. She did. I was like coughing and my head was pounding. I heard pigsty, but I said, did they feed you to them? Because I know that a pig farm was checked because someone told me, and I heard no. And then I was shown somebody in handcuffs, and then I was shown her riding a bike and smiling, and that just might be symbolic, but I'm not sure. She's related to some bike club, or he rides a bike, or that's where they met or know each other or something. She kept showing me a shovel, and so when I get a shovel, it usually means someone's buried. And then I got a song stuck in my head. I got One Rule. That was in my head for like ever. Don't pick up the phone because he's drunk and alone, that song. So that's kind of interesting because it kind of fits with everything. And then she showed me like, I don't know if it's a basement or a manhole, but she's down somewhere and she's looking up. Kind of reminded me like a tornado cellar thing. I was showing her, let's see. Now, don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to make sense of what she showed me, okay? I have biggest respect for family and friends, and I would never say anything to piss anyone off. But I just get what I give, and I'm not sure if it's accurate or if that's even what it meant, okay? But I'm wondering if Mollie is pregnant possibly because in my dream was a little baby buried with her. I had this big dream of her, and it was kind of a weird dream. This dream was weird. I was laying on like this hill, and it had a dirt spot. And in my dream, they stole her from a hospital, and I have no idea what it means. I believe someone works at a hospital, her friends or something. I don't know if that's what it means or not. But I was working with the police, but they weren't getting what I was trying to say. And in the dream, I had laid down on this dirt spot, and I was asking her, Mollie, in the dream, like, show me where you are. Tell me what I need to know. And I was on this slope, and it was like a backyard cemetery. I was surrounded by, like a cemetery. And there was this long dirt road that led up to it. And they were buried in this box. Here's the box again. And it was shallow. And they were covered with an American flag blanket. Now, this might be symbolic for someone that's a veteran, or it might mean American flag to me always symbolizes a soldier or soldier connected. And then the baby was on top of her, and they were both like ice cold. And I got them, and like I buried them with my hands because I knew they were there. And I was giving CPR to the baby. And in the dream, I had laid down on that spot, and I said, Mollie, tell me where you are. And she talked about the sun rising, and she told me to open my eyes and see where it rose. And there was mountains like in the distance, and it was rising over the mountains as I was laying this way with my head downwards. and like I said, my feet were up. And I don't know if that's west. I guess it would be. To my left is where I saw him like pill. I left front. And then she told me to pay attention to everything around me. So I took pictures of this tree and it was marked. It was almost like it had a plaque on it or something like that. It's weird. It reminds kind of reminds me of another case I was working on. But in the dream, she wasn't there yet, like before all this happened, and I was at an adult pageant, and I left, which is weird, I know. And I left because I knew they were taking her to the hospital. And so the cops were supposed to watch, but they misunderstood the directions. And so I got there first, and like I said, I'm buried with my hands in the dream. But I kept calling her Natalie, and so I don't know why, because I know she was Mollie because I spoke to her in the dream. And then I was trying to see the perpetrators, but I really didn't. I just saw like blondish red hair again, and then like the talking kind of reminds me how football players talk. I don't know. And then I kept getting mention of a party, but I'm not really sure why, if it was like a different day or if that's how they coaxed her out of the house or whatever. And the mention of a blonde girl, this blonde girl keeps popping up. I don't know why. And I was also mentioned of a black light, which I know is used to see blood and things like that. I don't know if that's what she's talking about, but, and also a video camera. So I don't know if somehow something was videotaped or there's surveillance somewhere, someone's house or something. I was told Ted the other day, but it could be like TED, like first, middle, last. I don't know. As a connection to, or because I was thinking, well, that would make sense with the teddy bear, right? Like Teddy. Okay, so then I did an auto write, and the first thing that popped in was number 12, and she said it was very adamant, and that's important. And it was weird because I was out stargazing, and we stumbled across this campsite, and it was number 12, and the odds of that are like really slim because we didn't know where we were going and what we were seeing, and we didn't see any other campsites. So that was kind of a validation. You know, sometimes spirit will do things like that to validate. Lately, the numbers have started smaller and are getting bigger. She's saying she's at a private location no one knows about. They have not searched a property off record. Keep showing me trees for some reason, which is weird because what she showed me in my dream, there was a mention of trees. But then I see like this cabin, like a log cabin, and which is weird because I'm not sure this area has a cabin, but there is a river or a creek that runs by it. It's like in front of it because in the vision, the river creek's in front, and then there's trees, and then there's the cabin, and then there's mountains in the background. And it's the first time I've been seeing water. The cabin isn't just brown, but like a reddish brown. Again, reminds me of redwood trees or that type of color. Looks like the place that I originally used to see her in the very beginning. I do see mountains in the distance, and she shows me the sun from my dream again. This cabin looks to be hidden away. Hearing Getaway, a place he used to take me, and she's holding a baby in a blue blanket. And it's weird because the baby in my dream was, in fact, a boy. I'm hearing something about an alibi and seeing a silver car. I don't know why, but I feel like I don't feel like it's an only vehicle. The green I saw before, I only saw the door, so I'm not sure what kind of vehicle it is. Just repeating myself. And I made it feel like it was a truck. She's showing me ducks, and I'm not really sure why. I feel the stuff before is somehow related and connected. I'm hearing I'm embarrassed. That was another thing. I was doing dishes, and I felt like someone's standing behind me. And I could feel her presence, you know, like when you feel like you're being watched. And I heard, I'm just embarrassed. So I think that's why she's been all over the place. And I keep seeing the sun coming over the mountains to my left, and there's a slope in this kind of how it is in my dream, plus a dirt road leading to it, and a word with the letter P. Kind of hard to understand, but it has like a peck sound or peck sound. It seems like I couldn't make out the name, but I definitely know it's a P. I don't feel this guy is a nobody. I feel like he's a somebody, and this is possibly an affair. Hearing rich, powerful, not sure where the party comes in. I don't know if that was the night or it was a different one, a different evening. I'm confused because she had kept saying that Jake was involved somehow, but unless I misunderstood her, she's shaking her head. and not in here, not directly, indirectly. So I don't know what she really means by that or how to explain it. I just heard when I saw him that and wasn't sure who he is, what I heard. So I don't know, she might mean it as he might know who it is, and he's not really saying, or he might have an idea, and doesn't realize that he knows. Or maybe he's, being, paid to keep quiet or threatened or something. Hearing flawed. I don't really know what that means. She knows, she shows me somewhere around that cabin, hearing find the cabin, find me. This doesn't explain why all the farm stuff before, but other than maybe this guy is connected to a farm area, but that's not where she is. Says it would be dumb to put me there. This cabin is secluded, not even sure she's in Brooklyn. Feels remote and look at neighboring countrysides, a place nowhere would look. Wasn't scared at first. It's place that she's familiar with, feeling that night she was going to tell someone something. She was going to come out about something. She makes me feel like she knows this person, somewhat or very well. The lamp keeps coming to my mind. I don't know why. The one she mentioned, she keeps showing me, has a light blue base. It's like I see her taking this pitch selfie and this is in the background. I'm a bit confused because at first I was shown darker hair, and then now this lighter color hair, and I'm getting in the shower with him. Often felt more were involved, but possible they just know and helped cover it up, or I'm not even sure. I feel an obsession all around this, lust obsession, but for some reason I feel like it's maybe more on Mollie's side. That's why she feels embarrassed, but I also feel like the guy as well, and that's kind of why it went too far. But I think, I don't know, like I said, she has confused feelings around all of this. She says, but made mistake that young girls make. That night I was going to confront someone, but didn't leave unwillingly. I was told there was a surprise waiting for me. Pete keeps coming in, it feels important. Maybe connected to possible Davidson farms through business, because the name David and how drawn to that farm I was drawn to the creepy farm 1701 whatever I didn't know it was a Davidson property. I just kept going back to that farm, and I was like, why do I keep going back here? I can't get away from it. And since I did get the name David later on, and someone just recently said, well, that's a Davidson farm, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's connected, but I just have to say that I was really drawn to that farm and I couldn't get away from it. And there's a cabin that looks a lot like what I saw, or not a cabin, a barn. Sorry, it looks a lot like what I saw. It may be just through business though, as well. The blonde woman comes to play and feels like she doesn't like her. I don't know if she knows or not, or it's a connection to him. Yesterday she kept showing me hand with the wedding ring and the door, and I do keep getting the shower scene repeated, so it's important. And whenever I get stuff repeated, it's important. The wedding ring and that shower scene. The flower garden I feel is possible. It could be symbolizing a garden or something like that, but there's a white-haired man with glasses that knows. I feel like certain people know, but they will protect him. They might be family or whatever, or they have an idea. They might not even know that they know, you know what I mean? If that's coming out right. Weird, I heard the name Berkeley when I first started the channel. Not sure if it means like college or something like that. Again, she shows me in her dress. I don't know why I keep seeing her in that, but she changed like almost for a date. And that's all that was coming in at that point. And then Mollie came to me again last night in my dream, and it was very confusing, and she showed me a hidden place, wooden planks, plants around, and she was under it, and I removed the planks and got her out. In this dream, she was alive, but I still don't feel she's in the physical plane as of now. I also keep being drawn to hawk things, and I wonder if there's a significance, because they keep popping up everywhere. A word, pictures, whatever. So that's all I got so far in the Mollie case. I know it's a bit confusing. It's been confusing for me. I've been struggling to figure out what exactly she's trying to say, because I'm honestly not really sure what she's trying to say. As far as where she is or who's done this. I'm hoping to get more information, and as I get more information, if I get permission, I will share it with you. Again, like I say, I try to be, um, I don't want to say anything that hurts anybody's feelings, but I do want to channel spirit with what they have to say. And like I said, it is how we relate to it. So it is possible that I'm misunderstanding what she's trying to say, but I do have to say, whatever she tells me. So with that being said, I will leave the links for my book below. You're welcome to find me on Facebook. I do private readings. I do work on other cases. So that being said, until next time, guys, I'll see you later.